Okay, welcome back to the Christmas Advent Challenge. We are on day 6 and I am going to do a snowy goose. I have very quickly drawn out a goose, small head, long neck, oval body, a little flick of a tail, some webbed feet, a beak and 2 eyes. I'll pop the drawing up on screen so you can copy that if you want to. I've also covered up yesterday's to make sure that I don't hit it with anything. It will all become apparent as we go through. Still got the same palette, I'm still reusing the same colours, and we're just going to work through today with a couple of new techniques. So the first thing I want to do is wet the white of the body and add some shadow. I'm using my round number 10 to wet. And I'm going to use a little bit of this intense phthalo blue to create some shadow on the white of the goose. Now this will seem very dark at the minute, but we're going to do a snowy sky with a fairly dark, I think I'm going to use Payne's grey with maybe a bit of violet in there, and so it's going to really stand out still as white. So I've taken the blue down that right hand side. I tend to favour the right hand side for shadow. You'll notice this because I'm right handed. If you're left handed you can favour the left hand side. It just makes it a little bit easier. I've got some cadmium orange here. I just need a little bit of water on the brush. I'm just going to run down these legs. I actually quite like it when it blends in to the wet. So I'm going to get an additional blend. I like a bit of messiness, though I don't like that on the beak. If it runs too far, you want to dry your brush off and just push it back. So this is just lifting it out or pushing that colour back. Just stops it going any further. It's a good way to control it. Okay, I'm just going to dry that off. Okay, so that's nicely dry. I've moved down to my detailer brush, just checking it's clean. As you can see, it's not. Still got lots of that green in from yesterday. I'm going to come into that cadmium orange. Need a little bit of water. If it looks scratchy, then you pop in a little bit of water. This is coming on to dry, and we're going to get the shape of the beak in. I'm not too concerned about highlights, I just want a really nice shape. If I dip into a little bit of red, just run that down that one side. Rinse that out, dab it off, and they're going to come into the Payne's grey. I'm going to pop a little eye in both sides. Then I'm coming back into the blue. Just going to pop a little bit of a wing in both sides. So with a damp brush, I'm just going to touch in that bottom edge. So this is called softening in. So I've got a hard edge one side and a soft edge the other side. Then I'm going to do a little bit of that at the back of the tail. So that's just that top edge. I'm just going to soften that in so that comes into the tail. So it's a great way to add definition without doing too much. Okay, I'll dry that one off again. Okay, so this goose needs a little bit of shadow. So I'm going to come under the feet. I'm going to run the shadow of 2 legs. And then a little bit of a shadow of the body. Remember that I want that border, so I don't want to go too far. You just need to keep this fairly light. You see there immediately he's grounded, so he's on the surface now. I'm just going to blend this through a little bit more. And I can take a little bit just in places, just through, so there's a little bit more shadow. I'm also, because it's Christmas, going to put a tiny red bow, I think. Now this is optional, you don't have to do this. If you want to go Christmassy, you can have it. If you decide you want a little bit more classic, you don't have to. So I'm basically making a little bow around the goose's neck because I think that that looks quite Christmassy. Do a little twirl of each. Okay, I'm going to dry that off and then I'll come on to do the sky. Okay, so now we're going to come on and we're going to do a snowy sky, but we're going to make this quite dark. We're going to be quite bold with it, and then that's going to make the goose look white. So I'm going to pop a bit of water on, but I won't be able to get right up to the goose. And I'm going to use my round number 10 because I want speed. So I'm going to use the Payne's Grey. If you've got a round with a really good point, you should be able to get in to most of that detail. Now you want to make sure that this colour is fluid, so load your brush up so you've not just got neat paint. It doesn't want to be scratchy at all. You want a fluid grey. So load my brush up, dab in. Get as close to the goose as you can before you swap down to your smaller brush. The quicker that you get this bit in, the less chance you've got of that dry line appearing. Speed is important with watercolour. Okay, don't always get it right, but that's part and parcel of it. It's learning to embrace your mistakes. So I'm going to come around the edges. If I can see the tip of my brush, I know that I can get a precise edge. I'm working as quickly as I can. I'm not concerned about that middle bit yet. That middle bit's in isolation. I can come back to that. I'm concerned about getting a nice shape on my goose. You see how he's looking white now? Remember that tip where you twizzle round so you can get to see the tip of your brush. So I can see the tip, so I know I'm getting to the right place. Don't be afraid to turn it round. It makes it easier often. So that's looking really cute. You've got to have some cute things at Christmas. It can't all be classic. So I'm just dipping in. I'm going to put this little bit in the centre here. Then you've got a little chance before we're going to do the snow technique to just shape anything that isn't quite right. So if you take thicker paint on, That will help Goose stand out. So if you need to adjust the neck or around the beak. This has got a lovely grain in this paper and it makes it a bit trickier to get the detail, but I quite like rustic. And those little extra bits of dark just in places all help the Goose stand out. Okay, so I'm going to cover this up now, and I am going to get my old toothbrush. I'm going to use a little bit. You can use Chinese white, you can use gouache. In fact, there's still white on this. I've rinsed the brush. I'm going to give this a really good mix. I've covered up the one below, and I'm making sure it's not too thin, because if it's too thin it's just going to drop on in one blob. Then I'm going to hold this really close and speckle. So this is the snow coming now. Doesn't matter if it goes on the Goose. We want it to go a little bit on the Goose, but we want it to look snowy. It's another way of doing snow. And it's really pretty. That's going into the damp. I'm going to dry that off, and then I'm going to do a little bit more onto the dry. Okay, so that's nicely dry now, and it's beautiful because there's some very subtle flecks of snow, but you've also got the split out of the Payne's Grey. The Cotman Payne's Grey is a lovely colour because it's got a lot of blue in it. So again, I've got that same toothbrush, but this time it's coming on to dry, so those speckles are going to be more pronounced. Keep it close, drag your thumb through. You're going to get a really nice effect. Just come into a little bit more. Really close. You can bring it onto the snow as well. Cover the table around. Just make sure you don't do it the opposite way, because then it will splatter you. Okay, so that one's done. I shall see you tomorrow.